Alright, football fans, the NFL calendar keeps churning. And even after the excitement of the draft subsides, teams continue to make moves to shape their rosters, often looking to add veteran talent through free agency. A notable free agent wide receiver has reportedly found a new home. And his journey to this point has been anything but ordinary, marked by significant ups and downs over the past year. According to a source who spoke with ESPN's Adam Schefter, veteran wide receiver Diontae Johnson has agreed to a one-year contract with the Cleveland Browns. This agreement comes after Johnson made an official visit to Cleveland on Monday, apparently finding the right fit for both himself and the team. Diontae Johnson, who is 28 years old, is coming off a highly unusual and drama-filled 2024 NFL season. In a span of just a few months, Johnson bounced around with 3 different teams. He started the season with the Carolina Panthers and actually led the team with 30 receptions and 357 receiving yards in the first 2 months. However, he was then traded to the Baltimore Ravens along with a 6th-round draft pick in exchange for Baltimore's 5th-round selection. His time with the Ravens was brief and unproductive. He lasted only 7 weeks, totaling just 1 catch for 6 receiving yards, and was notably given a 1-game suspension for refusing to play in a game against the Philadelphia Eagles in December. After Baltimore waived him, Johnson was claimed by the Houston Texans in late December. He managed only 2 catches for 12 yards in 1 game with Houston before being waived again in January, reportedly after being visibly upset about playing only 15 snaps in a playoff win over the Los Angeles Chargers. In a surprising turn of events, he was then claimed off waivers by the Baltimore Ravens again, reportedly on the chance that his signing could figure into the Ravens' compensatory pick formula for 2026. However, because Johnson has now agreed to a deal with the Browns after the recent NFL draft, that scenario will not come to fruition. This turbulent 2024 season stands in contrast to the earlier part of Diontae Johnson's career, where he established himself as a productive receiver in the league. Johnson was originally a 3rd-round pick by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2019 NFL Draft. Over his time with the Steelers, he recorded 391 catches for 4.363 yards and 25 touchdowns. His most productive season came in 2021, the final year of quarterback Ben Roethlisberger's career, where Johnson earned a Pro Bowl selection with his lone 1.000-yard receiving season and a career-high 8 touchdown receptions. This history shows that when things are right, Johnson has the ability to be a Pro Bowl-level receiver. The Cleveland Browns have been in need of veteran help at the wide receiver position this offseason. The team did not draft a wide receiver in the recent draft. As it stands, Jerry Jeudy, who was selected to the Pro Bowl, is the only wideout currently on the Browns' active roster with at least 50 catches in a single NFL season, indicating a lack of proven receiving depth. The Browns did sign veteran DeAndre Carter, but he has primarily been utilized as a return specialist throughout his career. The team is also navigating the situation with Elijah Moore, who ranked 2nd on the team with 538 receiving yards last season but remains unsigned. The Browns have placed a seldom-used unrestricted free agent tender on Moore, who reportedly visited the Buffalo Bills on Monday. If Moore signs with another team before the tender deadline, he would count toward the compensatory pick formula. But if not, he would only be eligible to sign with the Browns at the tender value of $3.428 million. Against this backdrop of needing veteran receiver production and depth, the one-year deal with Diontae Johnson offers an opportunity for both player and team. For Johnson, it's a chance, at age 28, to put the difficult 2024 season behind him and re-establish himself as a consistent, productive receiver in the NFL, potentially finding a more stable role in Cleveland. For the Browns, they are getting a player with a proven track record of Pro Bowl-level production, hoping he can recapture that form and immediately step in to provide needed receiving help that they didn't address through the draft. A one-year deal also offers flexibility for the team. In conclusion, after a highly unusual and turbulent 2024 season that saw him play for 3 different teams, wide receiver Diontae Johnson has agreed to a one-year contract with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns were in need of veteran help at wide receiver after the draft, and Johnson provides a player with a history of Pro Bowl production. This signing offers Johnson a chance to get his career back on track in Cleveland while filling the need the Browns were looking to address this offseason. Alright, let's talk about a significant addition for the Cleveland Browns, who are addressing their need at wide receiver. According to a source who spoke with ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Browns have reached an agreement on a one-year contract with free agent wide receiver Diontae Johnson. The agreement comes after the 28-year-old Diontae Johnson made an official visit with the Browns organization on Monday. Now, Diontae Johnson is coming off what can only be described as a highly unusual and drama-filled 2024 NFL season. He actually bounced around and played for 3 different teams: the Carolina Panthers, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Houston Texans. He started the year strong with Carolina, leading the team in receiving for the first couple of months. He was then traded to the Ravens, but his time in Baltimore was short and unproductive, and he even received a 1-game suspension for reportedly refusing to play in a game in December. After being waived by the Ravens, he was claimed by the Texans, played in just 1 game for them, and was then waived again in January after reportedly being visibly upset over limited playing time in a playoff game. In a surprising move, he was claimed by the Ravens a second time, potentially for future compensatory pick purposes, although this signing with the Browns after the draft means that won't happen. Before his tumultuous 2024, Diontae Johnson had a solid career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who drafted him in the 3rd round in 2019. With the Steelers, he recorded 391 catches for over 4.300 receiving yards and 25 touchdowns. He earned a Pro Bowl selection in 2021, which was his lone 1.000-yard receiving season and saw him catch a career-high 8 touchdown passes. The Browns have had a clear need for a veteran wide receiver this offseason, especially after they did not draft a player at the position in last week's NFL draft. Currently, Jerry Jeudy is the only wide receiver on their roster who has had at least 1 season with 50 or more receptions. While they did sign veteran DeAndre Carter, he has primarily been a return specialist throughout his career. The status of Elijah Moore, who was second on the team in receiving yards last season but remains unsigned, is also a factor, with the Browns having placed a special tender on him. By agreeing to this 1-year deal, the Cleveland Browns are adding a receiver with a history of high-level production and talent from his time with the Steelers, but also recent significant question marks regarding his attitude and reliability following his difficult 2024 season. The 1-year contract essentially makes this a prove-it opportunity for Diontae Johnson to re-establish himself in the league, potentially providing some much-needed talent and depth to the Browns' receiving core after the draft.